Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Buc Show. I don't even have my appropriate. Look at this. I was in such a rush today because I was trying to get a couple of videos actually set up for us that I didn't even get to put my proper name on there. There we go. Now, welcome to the Buc Show. I am your host, Andrew Faubert, here on live on NSD. Let's talk football and everywhere else that you see the stream, ladies and gentlemen. It is Victory Sunday, and it may not exactly be the way that you wanted it to be Victory Sunday, but nonetheless, I have dropped my marker again. I couldn't find the lid. There we go. And it is Victory Monday again. We are 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. We are sitting here looking sloppy. This is not the way that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers want to be playing football every single weekend, but nonetheless, we are doing a lot better than we thought we were going to be, because for a bit there, I really thought we were about to lose to the freaking Saints all over again. Oh, and I was not ready for that at all. But you know what I'm ready for? And I know what you're all ready for is this show right here. So if you want your friends to talk a little bit of Buccaneers with me, and you want them to hear a little bit more about the Buccaneers with me and you, the fan base, the NSD peeps, then you need to like and share and follow this show right here so that you can tell everybody exactly what is going on Sunday nights after the game. Or hey, if we got a Monday night game that inevitably happens, we will be going live Monday nights. So before we do that, if you get the like and the share in there, remember to subscribe on YouTube. We got that YouTube getting up there. Once we get to 77 subscribers, we are doing a massive giveaway. So stay tuned for that, and make sure to tell all your friends to get subscribed to NSD. What the heck is this? Hold on. Got so many different There's so many crazy things happening around my thing. Anyway, so if you want a chance to win the Mike Allstat signed mini helmet, just like that there, Buccaneer fans, with the certification of authentication right there, all you got to do is make sure that you like and subscribe to the show, and you will get your chance to win at the end of the year, not only the mini helmet, but a bunch of other stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, with the victory comes its spoils. So let's get right into it here with a little bit of the Buc Talk. In what was really not what a lot of Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans wanted to see besides the dub at the end of the day. It was, however, a victory, and that is all that should matter, right? So the injuries started piling up with the backup left tackle in Wells going down, and we had to put in the third stringer, whose name totally passed by me there for a second. Walton had to come in and actually did not too bad. But let's get some of the stats going off the bat. All right, Tom Brady, 18 for 34, 190, and a touchdown. That one touchdown came to Brashad Perriman on a night. What a nice pass that was. And man, that was so good to see. 24 carries and 65 yards from Mr. Leonard Fournette. Scotty had 1 carry and Rashad had 2. Not the greatest outing for Rachaad White, but the guy is still a rookie, so we don't want to put too much on him just right off of the bat. Mike Evans, 3 receptions for 61 yards. Brashad Perriman with 3 for 45 and that TD, like I was saying. Scotty had 3 for 34. Russell Gage, a 5 for 28. Leonard Fournette, 2 for 9. Cameron Brate, Cade Otton got in there both with a catch for 9 and 4, respectively. The defense, did the defense ever have a day? Oh, my goodness gracious. That is 6 sacks on Jameis Winston, 3 picks, and they didn't let him do a damn thing. And actually have a clip here that everybody will be able to see in just a moment about what Devin White had to say about the end of the game. A little petty. And you know what? I don't honestly give a damn because of all the shade that was thrown at Devin White for the injury that he apparently put on Jameis Winston last year, which was not on him. So you know what? Let's get to his comment that he had to say. This is courtesy of J.C. Allen of the Pewter Report on Twitter. Take a look.
I mean, when Jameis left our team, everybody know what he did that last year. And we feel like we had a great defense then. You know, he threw 30 picks. You know, and we just knew he would give us the ball. We knew the running backs would, cough it up. You know, that's something we came in talking about. You know, we want 30 turnovers as a ball club ourselves. So this was another game to go attack the ball.
Just another game to go and tack that ball. Throwing all the shade at Jameis Winston he could. Listen, I didn't want to start off the show with this because, it's something that I figured we've already put to bed. But it's something that keeps getting brought up by the other fan base. And I want you guys to know something. I'm glad that you made the choice to go with such a great offense. For a guy who can sit there and do anything between 10 and 15 yards in and look like he's done such a great thing for your offense. I am so glad that you have this great offensive line and this great defense, and you still are going to finish at the bottom of the NFC South, or you are inevitably going to be right in the middle of things, too far away to get a quarterback, too far away to rebuild your team because you got too much money in dead cap to release anybody. So you got to make dumb trades with the Philadelphia Eagles and get a guy who would have literally came in and bodied Mike Evans for bodying Marshawn Lattimore. But instead of getting all beefy and tough, you guys decided to take, in my opinion, the damn pussy route. You all decided to take the route that, in my opinion, is some of the dumbest things I've ever seen. You got a new head coach and you think that you are just going to get softer? How'd that work out for you? How the fuck did that work out for you? I love the fan base, okay? I love the fan base. I really, really do. The ones that are in Canada, the ones that I have to work with. The rest of that damn fan base is an absolute atrocity of hillbillies sitting in this damn toilet of a stadium thinking that they actually had some sort of freaking chance on our Buccaneers. If anything, we rolled out the red carpet for you for 2 freaking quarters and allowed our old quarterback to even have some sort of sniffing chance. But no, you couldn't do it. And just like when you're going to go and play any other good team this year, you are not going to be able to get over that hump. You're not going to be able to good team. You're not a good team. Okay? You're not going to be able to beat good teams. You didn't beat the Bucs today. The Bucs, if anything, when we won, and if we did lose, would have beaten ourselves. We won that game by beating ourselves. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What did the Saints do? If anything, make our defense look more and more like the Super Bowl caliber defense that it is. And now all we got to do is wait for our offense to get healthy. That's it. If you don't think that that our defense right now can't compete against any offense in the league, you are wrong. Our offense just needs to get healthy. May need to make a trade there just for some offensive pieces, or wait till somebody gets cut or something. But you know what else looks really, really cool that we saw today? This right here. If I can find that picture. Boom. That right there. And we're going to get to that towards the end of the show, I promise. But we're going to get to that. All right? We're going to get to that. But I want to keep in order. I just wanted to get this rant out of the way. I've had it pent up all day. All day. I have wanted so much to say everything. I've been sitting there and just saying it to myself all day. I'm so glad we won this game. I am so glad that we beat the Saints. This is one of those ones that for us, it just feels good when we win. I want to get to a couple of comments here. Kate says, first, thank you very much for tuning in. Ugly win, but a win. I like that. 2-0 Bucs from Ben Cornett. Thank you for tuning in. Injuries need to stop. I agree. Sean Spencer. What's up, boobs? Let's Talk Football's very own in here. I actually haven't said it. I got to add the Let's Talk Football thing to my Maple Buck setup, dude. I'm so sorry. That's on me. I thought Jamal Dean was player of the game. Also, Carlton Davis shut down Michael Thomas. Carlton Davis is a machine. And here, a lot of us wanted to just let him go, and we're saying that he's not a top 10 corner in the league. Come on, man. This guy's been showing out. Brady's on pace for 17 TDs this season. LOL. Go defense. Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl last season with 16 touchdowns. Remember that. So there's still a chance. Defense won it for Devin White was great. I agree. Christopher Cole says, let's fucking go. I also agree. Baby, damn right. Glad we beat the Aints in regular season. Finally going to be a great year. I also agree. This one was sloppy. And the first half was the sloppiest I've seen us since that 9-0 game. And it just seems like they have the right idea. They have the right defense. I'll give them that. They have the right defensive concept. But something is eventually got to give. And it did. And what it was is the fight. Eliminate your number one corner and eliminate Mike Evans. And you've pretty much put the Saints at a disadvantage. Is it saying that I don't want Mike Evans to be playing now? No. I want Mike Evans to be playing every single game. But if Mike Evans is the reason why we're having issues when we play these Saints, I have no issues just making sure that he sits there and just relaxes like he did a couple of games ago last season, where he only had 2 or 3 targets, the 1 touchdown catch. And everybody would sit there and complaining like, oh, that means Lattimore's got him. No. That just means Evans doing what he needs to do. And that's what we got. The other thing that we got, though, like I was saying, this injury bug here, Julio Jones not being available, Chris Godwin not being available, seeing Mike Evans hobbled on the sidelines for a little bit really was starting to put the whole thing into perspective of how banged up we really are. Leonard Fournette only got 61 yards on the ground, I think, or 64 yards on the ground, whatever it was. Let me go back to that here. 65 yards on the ground. And yet, it seemed like he did nothing. It seemed like he only had like 40 yards. He broke off maybe a couple of nice ones. And if that's Leonard Fournette not healthy, then I can't wait to see what he is going to be when he is healthy. But we do have to address the elephant in the room, is that there is a problem here in Tampa. What the hell is going on with the health of our team? Is it because that we put so much the last 2 years that it is finally starting to haunt us with these injuries? Is this the reason why some other teams throughout history, including Bill Belichick, have had this, I guess, history of letting players go when they start becoming too banged up and they can become healthier on other teams and paid on other teams? This is starting to become a habit every single game. Because at the beginning of the season, we were talking about this great offense and what it was going to be. But you want to know why we signed Julio Jones? Do you want to know why we had to cut Tyler Johnson? Do you know why we had to keep Scotty Miller? Because we needed to keep the people that know what they're doing. Because of the injuries. Russell Gage had 5 catches today, but you cannot tell me Russell Gage actually looked good. Russell Gage still looked hobbled. Russell Gage literally went out there and was like, I'm going to do my best because they need another target. And he got the receptions. So what happens? Like, what do we do? That's the big question going forward, is what are we going to do as a team? These injuries do suck. And if anything, like I said, I'm all about trying to convince Ali Marpet, Gronk, all those guys to come out of retirement. That's what I'm gunning for. You want a healthy offensive line? Like Kate just said, we need an offensive line. Ali Marpet coming back for 8 games and Gronk coming back for 8 games would really, really help at the end of the season. If we just got a claw right now until the end of the season, and this is our surprise at Christmas time or whatever, I'm all for it. All for it. Sign me up. But we don't know the future. We just know what we got right now. And right now, we got a hobbled club. I don't want any more injuries. Nobody else wants any more injuries, but we can't necessarily say that we're not going to have any more injuries because of the way that we play football. It was a hard game. Defense played extraordinary, in my opinion. 6 sacks, 3 picks, pressure towards the back half. At the beginning, to say it almost was like, okay, let them do what they're doing to see what they're doing is, weird, because it's almost like you're wanting to let them get those first downs, which I don't think is the truth. But what they were doing is basically seeing what the Saints were going to play. It's Sean Taylor offense again. It is. Or not Sean Taylor. The old Saints head coach. Why do I always forget his name? Someone tell me in the comment section, the old Saints head coach there, please. And how he used to be or run his offense and his defense. It's the exact same way that Dennis Allen is running it right now. And the Bucs finally figured that out. And then that's when they were like, all right, let's hop on it and see what we can do. But it was a hard game to watch. If you were looking to get back to the old days of Tampa Bay fanhood, where you get to sit there for 2 to 3 quarters and just yell at your TV, you got it. Sean Payton, thank you very much. Tim Witherspoon, appreciate you. Also like that. Also love seeing my hit Lattimore right after Lattimore hit Lenny in the face. Agreed. A lot of people are saying that they didn't like it. I know, not calling you out, Ben Cornette. I know Ben Cornette and a few other people said that they didn't like it. He was still on the field, though. Still on the field. I like the fact that we're showing people we ain't going to fuck around here. Like he even said, like, do you see the mouth? Do you not? That's Tom fucking Brady. I had to do it. So I'm a big fan of it. This team looks really good despite this win, and despite the sloppy first half. Is kind of what I'm saying. It looks good because we know what's going to happen when this team is healthy. It is going to suck if we find out that Julio or Chris Godwin won't be available for, say, like the full year, or we'll get them for another 2 games and then they're gone for another 5. At that point, you should really start going out there and looking for some of the replacements, in my opinion. So, The other thing here, the Todd Bowles showing that no timeout at the half there. I understand that he's got trust in the team, and at the end of the day, we still won 20-10. But we as Buccaneer fans should be wanting that boot, that foot, on their neck all the time. I don't want to give them a 3-3 lead into halftime or a 3-0 lead into halftime. I don't want to give them any lead. I don't want to give them any hope. When we got the ball back, or even before we got the ball back, and when they were on the 4th down and they're letting that clock run, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, timeout. Give Brady like a minute and 4 seconds to go out there on the field and actually do something. We got the win, and I don't want to start nitpicking here, but we are going up against some really good fucking teams. We are. And to me, that just shows me that Todd Bowles' situational awareness isn't necessarily fully on the game at hand. Bruce Arians is on the sideline. Brady's pissed off. Now you're giving the reins of everything, buddy. Ownership screaming. We got to beat the Saints. You're the new head coach. You got to beat the Saints. So good job, Todd Bowles. You did what Bruce Arians couldn't do. But you literally had Bruce Arians on the sideline. You literally had Brady having his temper tantrum. And you literally had the news, of which I'll get into here in a few. I'll get to that. That came out. You have all these different things that you literally have to put up with on a daily basis. And it just so happened that this Sunday morning or afternoon, wherever you're at, this game was more important to Todd Bowles than anything. And he did not deal with it accordingly by some of the play calling that we did see. Let's be real. And he could throw that on Byron all he wants, but you're the head coach. You gotta do that. And the timeouts don't come by Byron Leftwich. That right there, in my opinion, is the only thing that he didn't necessarily do properly. Is you got to let Brady go out there and eat. You don't give the Saints that lead going into half. That's not what I ever want to see them do. That's just me, though. Ben Cornett, though, I think he heard my comment. I'm all for standing up for teammates, but just in my opinion, and my opinion only, I felt the way Mike Evans went about it was a cheap shot. He waited when Lattimore was distracted and did it. All I'm saying is if you're going to do it to Lattimore's face like a man. At least Leonard hit Lattimore when Marshawn was looking enough from behind. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, Ben. I will give you that. Because it does look kind of cheap, yes, and I am from a city in Canada where we don't necessarily, no, where I grew up, they did that a lot, but, try not to, I guess. Try not to do the cheap shots. And this is going to be used on Evan on every, social media platform until the day he dies, that he is a little bitch, and then he targets Lattimore because of the other thing that was used, the other video that was pulled out where he threw him out before when Winston did the whole finger in the eye thing there. So I agree. I can get on board with that, Ben. You are definitely not wrong on that. So other than that, the Todd Bowles thing, sure. The Devin White thing, for everybody who did not hear, this is the clip of Devin White throwing shade at Jameis Winston again.
I mean, when Jameis left our team, everybody know what he did that last year. And we feel like we had a great defense then. He threw 30 picks, and we just knew he would give us the ball. We knew the running backs could, cough it up. That's something we came in talking about. We want 30 turnovers as a ball club ourselves. So this was another game to go attack the ball.
Yeah, and see that right there just shows me when anybody was talking about the whole situation with Jameis Winston before, and they're like, well, Jameis Winston was never got the amount of time and this, that, and everything else. The guy has now been able to sit in New Orleans for a couple of years now, too. And you can't start using the whole head coaching thing when he's basically using the same system as Sean Payton. Jameis Winston is a decent quarterback. He's like Andy Dalton. He will do you okay for a little bit. Is he a franchise quarterback to build around? Fuck no. And guess what? We dealt 5 years of suffering to figure it out. New Orleans Saint fans, you can deal as long as you want with it. You'll be mediocre for forever. You're going to be 7-10 at the end of the year at best, in my opinion. And if you do make it to the playoffs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you ain't going to be winning. I can almost guarantee that. So, let's get to the other big news that kind of came out today. Brady is to have personal days every Wednesday. This is a report that came out by Ian Rappaport today, where he talked about that Brady will now be participating in personal days off, every Wednesday, probably to be with family, to be around the house more. And as the jokester in me, I have wanted to say the reason this is happening is because he's part of the Masked Singer and they got to do everything to throw off the scent, especially when the video came out that there's a damn avocado character in the new season. Everybody knows it's Brady. I don't care if it looks like the guy's this tall. It's Brady. Okay? But I do digress. The other report that did come out is about him and his wife not having the greatest, relationship, greatest marriage right now because of his choice to go back to football and him not being home and this, that, and everything else and blah, 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 blah. And I can understand that. Do I think that this is part of it? Maybe. Is the whole age thing finally starting to catch up to him? Now, that's the question that a lot of people want to throw out there. It's being whispered, like I kind of said at the beginning of the show here, like the Peyton Manning days. Is Mr. Brady going to throw for like 16 or 17 touchdowns and 25 picks, and Blaine Gabbert inevitably comes in towards the end of the season and wins us the Super Bowl? I don't think that's going to happen. And if you look at the way that he's playing right now, it's basically the same way that he played last year. It's just he's dealing with some major injuries. He doesn't have Ali Marpet, and he doesn't have Donovan Smith that we saw. Donovan Smith got injured. And even then, Donovan Smith is not a great left tackle. Though people throw the stats at me and say, well, Andrew, in one category he is, and in other categories he's not. Okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't mean he should get $15 million against the cap, though. Like, holy cow. Now, and yes, I saw that too. He's taking Wednesdays out so he can do his weekly chores at home. Not Masked Singer, come on. I know. And then, sorry, Brady was mad as hell. I think another tablet was sacrificed. There's a lot of tablets sacrificed. The Masked Singer thing, listen, if he does get unmasked, I'm going to come on this show and be like, I told all of you. Every single one of you. Though, yes, if he ended up being on that show, I would laugh and be like, wow. But no, he's going home and more family time. But it might have to do with something with health, maybe. Like that thing that they were showing with his hand today, maybe there is something there that we are not hearing that's being kept under wraps that happens with teams. Maybe there is a different reason why he had to leave for a little while. Like, we don't know these things. And then, yes, he said he felt banged up after Dallas. Yes. Yeah, it felt worse. Felt more pain after Dallas than he felt in a while, and then came back and said that he feels fine. I'm fine. I don't know. No, you don't have to. No, don't come after me for that. It's like, yeah, okay. I'm just happy that we have a quarterback right now. And I know next year is not going to be much easier, and we can talk about that a little bit more when we're done the playoffs, because that's what NSD does, is we do more off-season stuff. Like, I'm already on this side of the board here, doing my off-season duties, trying to figure out who's going where and this, that, and everything else. But until then, Tom Brady's our quarterback. Tom Brady's, he's 45 years old. Father time may start finally coming for him. But, I mean, you put him on, say, the Miami Dolphins and stuff like that. I mean, Tua got 469 giggity today and 6 touchdowns. You don't think Brady can have that type of a game with some of the players that Miami does? When healthy? And that's the key point. Mike Evans is always banged up. Godwin has got major issues and is now starting to become one of those players who's always banged up. Julio Jones is a Hall of Famer and is a little bit banged up, but is still very, very good. And Russell Gage is banged up. Those are 4 wide receivers, and those are 4 more wide receivers than some teams even have. They're all banged up. That's just the truth. TB12 is still that dude. You're damn right he's still that dude. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. There's a couple quarterbacks that I'm looking at in this draft where I'm like, listen, you want to give me Will Levis next year? Fucking A. But it's not going to happen. You want to give me Aaron Rodgers next year? Fucking A. but it's probably not going to happen. There's something that's going to happen to the Buccaneers because we have to do it because Brady is not going to last another year under this offensive line. So we have to figure something out. But he is still that dude, and I agree. He went his first season with us with a knee injury. We didn't hear about it until he had surgery in the offseason. He'll tough it out. Hey, that's right. So maybe there is something to, like I was saying, maybe there is something a little bit hidden. You can clip it. Me and Tim Witherspoon basically have called it. September 18th, 2022. Tom Brady having some issues with something. We just don't know where. It ain't going to tell us because it's not the offseason. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back to talk about, this picture right here that I think is just absolutely beautiful. Look at that picture right there. Let's talk about that picture. Some other fun stuff here. Tapping in today, we're going to be talking about Scotty Miller a little bit more and just a bit more about the game today and some of the games finishing up here on Sunday night. So we'll be right back right after this quick commercial here for the Bucs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NSD. And NSD presents to you here the Maple Buc Show. I am your host, Andrew Fulbert, talking today the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their 20-10 victory over the New Orleans Saints. And then next week we got Green Bay and then Kansas City. So 2-0. Going up against some two big dogs after that. And then, of course, we got the easy dub on October 9th against Atlanta. So that'll be nice. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do like what you hear at NSD here, I'll ask for you to do us me one favor. Like and share and follow this show that you see here. Whether it be just the Facebook show, whether it be subscribing on YouTube, which I see already. I've got more happening, which is absolutely incredible, and I appreciate every single last one of them. But if you do that, you are going to be entered into the draw that is not only for the Mike Allstat, there we go, mini helmet at the end of the year. We are going to be having more giveaways. And, of course, once you get onto that North Sports Dynasty page, you will see the jersey giveaway in the mystery box that we got going on, where your hint will be updated tomorrow morning for you all. I cannot wait for tomorrow morning because it's a brand new day. It is a Monday, so we can all get started on a brand new week and a brand new life if we absolutely wanted to, which is what I'm doing because I got a new job. Woo! And that's right, I'm going back to where it all started. Going to make that money so we can all go to Detroit 2024. And then I could probably get married in 2025. And then we can all have a crazy time at that thing too. Wouldn't that be incredible? I met some Washington and Lion fans from Canada at Ford Field. Ooh. Yeah, they're literally like right across there. How long, do you guys drive there? And how long of a drive was that? Because like, I forgot, like, I guess that's not that bad for you, eh? Eh? So when we do Detroit 2024, Sean, that's not going to be too crazy for you if you did drive, eh? That's not too bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this picture that I took right here. I didn't take this. I wasn't at the game. That's OBJ and Tom Brady. There was a symbol that he basically did. Sorry, I got a proposal of trade sent to me in fantasy. I just wanted to see what it is, and I want to laugh at it. What is it? So what do I get? No, I don't. No, get the hell out of here. I'm not even gonna make fun of them. Anyway, I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, OBJ, 9 hours. Hey, I'm only. I'm there, no doubt. They already have signs for the draft. Hey, there we go. I like that. I don't doubt that too. We're gonna have to start planning that soon. I'm gonna have to get some money dropped in there come like January, February. We'll start figuring that out, Sean. We'll figure it out, buddy. Anyway, so the Buccaneers had this picture here with OBJ, Tom Brady, and he made this little gesture about, writing something down. That would probably mean signing the papers, ladies and gentlemen. And by signing the papers, that means that OBJ probably told Tom Brady, if they offer me that money, I'll sign that papers. And then wouldn't it just be absolutely incredible where everybody can say, well, look at that old squad of wide receivers that the Buccaneers got there. Old broken OBJ, old broken Julio, and old broken Evans, and old broken Godwin, and old broken Gage. That's still 5 more wide receivers than most teams have, ladies and gentlemen. I'll take their availability anytime. You just sign them to that contract and make sure when they're able to hit the field, they're hitting the field for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because you want to know something funny? If there was ever a time where we absolutely needed it, do you want to know what would be absolutely really cool? To see Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Julio Jones and OBJ and Russell Gage all on the field for like a fourth quarter, like a 2-minute drill, being like, well, we're going for the Super Bowl. All 5 of you on the field, figure it out, go. Who are you picking? Who goes on who? Who covers who? What type of zone do you run? What type of play do you run in general if you don't run zone? Like, that's an absolutely incredible wide receiving core if it were to happen. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this is the thing we've been talking about with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for how long? How long have we been talking about this now? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers go in and they sign peeps in the last 2 years. Why? Because we're ready to do it. Give us a damn about the dead cap. That's 3 years from now. That's some other GM's problem. Some other head coach's problem. We're going for chips right now. And that's championships, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going for anything else anymore. This is a team built, and we're going to keep building on this team. This is a cultural change that has happened here in Tampa Bay. We have talked about that plenty of times. So you know what? OBJ wants to come here? Fuck it, sure. Larry Fitz wants to come out of retirement? Give the Cardinals a second-round pick. We'll take him. We'll take whoever the hell wants to. Barry Sanders wants to come out of retirement just to put on a Bucs jersey and win a Super Bowl? Sure. Have you heard the have you heard the Pat McAfee show? You ever heard about him talking about if he would have came out of retirement, how there was a team that was offering him a contract out there that they would have traded for, and that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now how the Colts have started doing it too? Listen. This is a different squad than your mom and dad's squad. This is a different team than your team. This is a different Bucs team than what you're normally used to. This is a team that's going to do whatever the hell it takes to get that championship. I don't care if it's paying for it. We don't care if it's technically paying for it. OBJ wants to come here at this point. Fuck it. He went to the Rams. Now they got Allen Robinson. It's not looking that great, even though I don't know what his showing has been today. If they want to come here, let them come here. It doesn't matter at this point, in my opinion. We'll pay for the money. So looking at some of the games around the league here, some of the early games before I get to some of the newer ones that just are finishing or are just about to finish. Thursday game was the Chiefs and the Chargers, or hosting the Chargers, and the Chiefs beat them 27-24. Today, though, the first game that was on the docket that I got here is the Patriots and the Steelers, where the Patriots came into Steelers Heinz Field. I don't care what they're actually called. I'm not calling it that. And won 17-14. Giants money line hit today, ladies and gentlemen. Panthers 19-16. That Browns and Jets went over 39.5, it looks like, with the Jets beating them 31-30. The Colts, what is happening with the Indianapolis Colts here, ladies and gentlemen? Losing in a shutout to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 24-0. The Miami Dolphins coming back from 35-7 to win this game on a really good defense, 42-38 against the Baltimore Ravens. The Washington Commanders went into Ford Field, and the Lions, being the favorites today, finally came out victorious and beat the Commanders as the favorite, 36-27. What a freaking game that was, as Sean Spencer was there live with his wife, Kat, my apologies, to see the game live, and got to see the Michigan game too, which is really cool. 49ers have beat the Seattle Seahawks 27-7. The LA Rams have officially beat the Atlanta Falcons 31-27. The Broncos ended up getting the win 16-9 over the Texans, meaning this one did not hit. So we're going to put our record to now 5-3, which is totally okay. Get it back. Cardinals and Raiders are currently in overtime. Ooh, overtime at 23 apiece, which is actually pretty good because I think it was like 20-0 the last time I saw. I guess Kyler Murray put on a bit of a show. Yeah, it looks like he's ran in a couple for himself as well. Raiders are on the ropes, and the Cowboys have officially beat the Bengals. Cooper Rush, 244 yards and a touchdown. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Dak Prescott era is over. They were right. Cooper Rush is the man. Call it now. Get all those cards that you possibly can. Seal the deal. Cooper Rush is the future for the Dallas Cowboys. And Mike McCarthy is going to get fired. So, what a game that they had. 20-17. Just looking at the stats for that game, Joe Burrow got pretty stuffed. So the only game that's currently being waited on right now is the Cardinals and the Raiders. That is currently going on in overtime. What was some of your favorites that you saw today? What were some of the games that you were watching today? Were you just watching the Buccaneers game today? Or were you watching some of the other ones that were going out there? Yes, sir. Just let me know, says Sean Spencer. Damn right, buddy. Will and can do. All right, quick talk about Scotty Miller here before I get out of here for the weekend and get everybody set for the Chicago and Green Bay game. I'm also getting out of here so that I can go make fun of our friends at 1252 Sports for the Chicago game because we all know what's probably going to happen. But if they don't, oh man, it's going to be one hell of an outing. And to our good friend Nicholas Rosario, who I know is probably out there watching today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I was one of those people who said Scotty Miller is going to get cut. I was one of those people who said that Tyler Johnson is too young, and it just makes sense to go with someone like that. Perriman should have been cut too because of Devin Tompkins. But, seeing Scotty Miller out there really puts into perspective how diverse this offense is and just how much Tom Brady values the people that he's had reps with. He went to Scotty Miller a few times today. There's a few drops that Scotty Miller had, and if it was just into his arms a little bit more, he would have had 2 more receptions that would have put this game into a whole different category, in my opinion. And Scotty Miller would be looked at as a wide receiver 3 all over again. We all totally forgot what he is capable of doing with his speed. He showed it out today better than Lenny and even Rachaad White with that one carry where he did stop and then was gone again. Scotty Miller is a small little wide receiver that us Caucasian guys are always going to be impressed with because we don't get the respect at the position. But you know what? It was just good to see today that finally when the Buccaneers absolutely needed someone, there was no Cyril Grayson, and Russell Gage is just losing all momentum and losing the ability to be a number 1 wide receiver right now. And the money that he got, in my opinion, is just like at the moment. It was good to see that our backups could finally come in and fill up that role for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because we cannot continue to do this, but we know that we have other holes that we need to fill, and we know that there's eventually players that are going to need to be signed, and we don't want to start losing them. There's a reason why we paid for Vita Vea and some of the players that we did already, like Carlton Davis and so on and so forth. So you tell me, is Scotty Miller worth keeping and giving an extension after this year? Or is he just worth the whole Brady's last season and done, and we're going to have to eventually rebuild somehow or retool from here? You think he kind of falls into that category? Are you happy that we still have Scotty Miller, or would you have been more impressed if we would have had a different wide receiver, a more possession wide receiver, a more taller or leaner body instead of the burner that he is? You tell me in the comments section and drop this nice show that I got here, the Maple Buc Show, a like and a share and a follow if you wouldn't mind. We are going to get out of here so we can get ourselves ready for dinner time, and we can also get ourselves ready for the Bears and Packers game that's going on tonight, and we'll see if that game finishes for the Cardinals and the Raiders here. Nope, it's actually the Raiders who now have possession. So we'll have to see what the end result is on that one. But much love here from NSD, ladies and gentlemen, and the Maple Buc Show. Shout out to NSD, obviously, and the Let's Talk Football peeps for us being featured on their pages. And much love to all of y'all out there for watching this show today. For all of your Buccaneer injury updates and stuff like that, keep posted to Joshua Cole Allen on Twitter, of course, because he'll probably get it a lot faster than I will. But of course, keep tuned into NSD, where we will post all the injury updates for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into next week, and all of the key facts and the key information that you're going to need in order to find out what we're going to need and what to expect for the Green Bay Packers next weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, much love from NSD. Shout out to all of y'all. Have yourselves a great weekend, and make sure to, do something nice this weekend or this week. Do something nice. Do something crazy. Just do something. Because we're obviously Buccaneers at 2-0. We get to be a little bit cocky, walking to work, and strut like Conor McGregor and stuff. So just have a good week. Show everybody what we are, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans, and enjoy yourselves the rest of your weekend. Have a great one. Much love from NSD. Talk to you later. Ciao.